Hey! Today you're going to see something truly breathtaking. Incredible footage, powerful emotions, and moments you just can't look away from. Ready? Then let's go! Well, times have changed. Some walk a Labrador, others a high-tech robotic pet on a metal leash. No office view on Earth compares to what astronauts see as they float above the planet. One of those cases where the camouflage is so precise, the eye is easily fooled. From above, the ocean usually looks calm and smooth, but this time, north of the UK, a whirlpool was spotted, a reminder that even the quietest surface hides movement beneath. It must be said, the appearance of light in this spot looks incredibly dramatic, as if someone slowly lifted the curtain over an evening alley. The simplest process, and a clear reminder that evolution doesn't pause. In the mountains, danger isn't always underfoot. Sometimes it comes flying right at you. Sometimes wild nature shows up without warning and without hurry. Water reacts to vibrations, turning sound into motion. If there's a hole, a cat will use it. Not long ago, people walked here. Now the water calmly reclaims its space. The thin ice cracks so clearly and evenly that it feels more like a glazier's work than a natural process. It feels like walking on air, but beneath your feet is crystal clear ice, created by silence, cold, and time. Sometimes the sea brings encounters you never expect, and they happen within arm's reach. Oh my God. Pythons can grow several meters long, and seeing such a neighbor near your yard is, to put it mildly, unexpected. This bright red velvet mite looks like a toy, but it has its own role in nature, hiding in dry, warm soil and appearing after the rain.
It was so cool! It's hard to comprehend how this is even possible.
The scale of nature easily erases any sense of control. In places like this, humans aren't masters, they're guests. One wave strike, and water shoots upward in a massive plume. Beautiful, but best admired from a distance. The bridge disappears into the thick fog, as if continuing somewhere beyond reality. It's quite likely those wires can be damaged this way, but icing certainly does them no good either. The fountain shoots water upward with such pressure that it becomes an entire wall. When the ground begins to blaze with a single touch, you realize something deep within this place has long awaited its way out. A rare blue snake glides through the grass, and its vibrant color looks almost unreal. Just a touch, and the sea anemone instantly contracts, reacting to any external stimulus. In your hand, it feels like a piece of glass, but in fact, it's a fragile creation of nature. A top-down view you just can't look away from. Avalanches are mesmerizing right up until you realize how dangerous they are. When light hits fog at just the right angle, a rainbow forms a perfect circle. You can only witness this sight from above, and it's deeply awe-inspiring. At first glance, it's hard to grasp the scale. Only after pausing do you realize what's really happening. No filters needed, nature has already created the perfect color palette. It's as if the mountain wrapped itself in a blanket of clouds to hide from the sun for just a few hours. The ideal combination of technology and leisure, like luxury, decided to set sail. This is true passion for fishing. Not even the waves can scare him away.
Corajoso, aí uma d'água, ó. Aí, e desce ali naquela corda ali, ó. Aí dali eles vêm caminhando aqui por cima. Aí desce ali e fica pescando aqui, ó. Tem coragem?
Sometimes you notice danger only when it's already breathing down your neck. Mountains are immovable until someone shows up who knows exactly how to move them. 100,000 spiders, a layer of web as thick as a fist, and one incredibly brave, or reckless, explorer who decided to touch it.
È venuta giù tutta, Piero, ringraziami. Ecco che siamo in diretta, il crollo è arrivato, completamente svuotata tutto.
Sharp turns, cliffs under the wheels, and that rush of adrenaline you can feel even through the screen.
If you haven't liked this episode yet, now is the best time to do it.
The control panel looks like it's about to activate hyperspace and launch you into another galaxy. These are the famous Chengdu Twin Towers, located in the business district of Chengdu, China. Their facades are often used as giant LED screens during light shows, festivals, and celebrations. Yet another reason to study physics in school. Judging by this screen, the owner is a huge fan of computer games. Young bamboo growth. These stalks stand very close together, but don't interfere with one another. A well-made fake. This isn't a real shell, but an art piece made by an artist using epoxy resin with holographic pigments. The tree grows a bit strangely, but quite successfully, providing shade on a hot day. Not everyone dares to climb the peaks of the Chilean mountains, but trust me, it's absolutely worth it.
Hey, seriously, is this safe? 50-50. 50 what? Like 50% we live, 50% we...
You have no idea what they're about to launch. We can never be sure what true giants are hiding in the local rivers. These guys turned an ordinary garbage truck into a real rocket. This is a sailfish, a 3-meter-long fish that can change color and reach speeds up to 109 kilometers per hour. Catching it is extremely difficult. These adorable little ones are not as helpless as they might seem. They know exactly where to run and what to do. A volcano awakens, and pressure from deep within the earth bursts out in fiery lava flows. In central Kazakhstan, severe frost turned the surface of the lake into thousands of ice balls, forming a rare natural pattern. One powerful blast, and a shower of fiery sparks lights up the sky above. It looks like this car will have to stay here until spring. In winter, Lake Halun becomes a moving edge of ice. The wind pushes the flows, and they crash, break, and pile up along the shore. Just a second ago, there was a building here, and now all that's left is a cloud of dust. A controlled hotel demolition turns a massive building into a cloud of dust in just seconds. The precision is so perfect, it feels as if the structure simply vanished into thin air. The wind is so strong that trees literally bend under its force. A real storm of birds rose above the train station, as if the city were covered by a dark, living cloud. There's something extraordinary about gliding between icy formations, where the colors shift from deep cold blue to soft pale aqua. Swimming under the stars feels like gliding between two worlds. In the tropical forest, a fallen tree doesn't disappear, it becomes part of a new ecosystem. Looks like they decided an important meeting was starting, and everyone needed to be present right away. The dolphin clearly wanted to get closer, but she preferred to keep her distance. Looks like it's time for a change. The old skin is about to be left behind. Surely all of us dreamed as kids of having a secret room, a place to hide from the world and do what we love for hours.
Bằng này ra lấy cái ly thì còn nói chuyện gì nữa, được.
Yeah, ôi ôi, bụp. Nổ mâm.
Heavy rains in Vietnam left their mark. Powerful floods submerged vast areas.
Ra lấy cái ly thì còn nói chuyện gì nữa, được.
Yeah, ôi ôi, bụp. Nổ mâm. Ôi, quà này cho Trung Quốc rồi.
Sometimes an illusion creates such a convincing reality you have to look twice. A kayaker catches a wave and glides forward without much effort. Another enthusiast of this activity. Riding a wave like this can take you far and for a long time, as long as the wave lasts. Workers scattered to avoid getting hit. Even a tractor couldn't hold the falling beam. This kind of thing is common in the lagoon. Tourists come here specifically for the thrill. Flying above the clouds at sunset. Fireworks launched from a helicopter. Did you know they can perform advanced aerobatics like this? A very large meteor accidentally captured by a car's dash cam. When drones lose connection with the control center, things like this can happen. An optical illusion captured by an unknown operator. Due to dust in the air, it looks like there are two suns in the sky. He got the perfect victory shot with the fish, but didn't have time to relax. A snake was already quietly creeping up. No rush, no noise, just calmly getting the job done perfectly. When underground gases find an exit, the surface turns into an improvised torch.
It was so cool! It's hard to comprehend how this is even possible.
Even though whirlpools are surrounded by scary myths, their danger is often greatly exaggerated. This person has a rare trait. Their shoulder joints can rotate in any direction. It's painful to even watch. On this island, due to the high iron oxide content, the shores are red. In the video, it looks like it was filmed on Mars. The rain boundary barely moves. Not wanting to get wet, several motorcyclists wait patiently for the downpour to end. This skier loves thrills so much that he even dared to trigger an avalanche to ride down a slope he liked. Fireworks launched from military fighter jets. Judging by the crowd's excited cheers, they're loving the show. Sperm whales sleep briefly, no more than 2 hours a day, in short sessions of 10 to 15 minutes. They always sleep vertically, gathering in small groups. a gas pipeline accident. From the outside, it looks as if the gates of the underworld are about to open.
Before watching similar videos, it would be great to buy some sedative pills. One needs nerves of steel here.
Sometimes it's easier to roll a fighter jet like this than to use a massive trailer. You can tell these motorcycles have powerful engines just by the sound. Small holes with jelly-like filling appeared on a tree bark, as if someone left a biological note for humans. Sun rays reflecting off ice crystals create an effect that's hard to look away from. The sky seemed to put on a personal art show, the brushstrokes so vivid it felt like nature had grown tired of modesty and dove into expressionism. The water flashes with bioluminescent light at every touch, as if it's testing who dared disturb its peace. Fluffy, colorful butterflies seem like nature decided to add brighter colors to its palette. A winged horse on this farm made the cameras shake, as if myth decided to remind us that it's still breathing. There are beings living near us that can run on water, and their abilities go far beyond what we can imagine. A one-eyed turtle just hatched, and it feels like it came to greet the planet on behalf of someone else. Any work in the mountains is always a risk. One wrong move, and a landslide is guaranteed.
And we're moving on at the speed of light. All the most interesting things are still ahead.
In Sichuan, a bridge that had been open for less than a year collapsed on November 11th under a powerful landslide.
There's a whole mountain hiding.
At first glance, it looks like a shot from a forest, but it's actually underwater. That's where a diver spotted a creature so unusual it felt alien, as if from another world. Underwater, there's always the feeling that something greater than silence is present, and shots like this remind us how mysterious the underwater world can be. For most people, diving into a narrow underwater cave is a pure nightmare, but for cave divers, it's not a challenge, it's a choice. Yes, elephants are incredibly intelligent and charismatic animals, but that doesn't mean they can't be frighteningly aggressive in certain situations. This is what it looks like in real life when the ground literally disappears beneath your feet.
Ay, no jodas. ¿Cuántos metros hay de acá allá? ¿Como 20 metros? No, mira, se cayó.
The slope literally dissolved into lava, and a fiery river emerged, beyond anyone's control. No matter how long you stare, it still looks unreal. Credit where it's due, not everyone could stand that close without stepping back. As soon as the air starts resonating with the hum of thousands of wings, you realize the bees are in charge here, and it's best not to interrupt their work. He may not be a cartoon character, but it really seems like he has his own personal flock faithfully following him.
What an incredible footage! We always strive to choose the best content for you.
Holy sh**, there's one right there. There's one right on the boat. There's... Oh. Holy...
When an orca circles your boat, all fishermen can do is watch, because now she owns the sea.
Oh my gosh. Oh, he...
No, he's coming.
Oh my gosh. Oh.
Thanks for not taking the fish.
A single moment, and the sky turns into a dazzling sea of light, impossible to look away from. Just a pool? Not today. This time, it's glowing like a starry sky in space. An underground stream found the path of least resistance through the hollow trunk of an old tree, creating the perfect illusion of a living spring flowing straight from the wood. This diver not only handles scuba gear like a pro, he also blows perfect underwater rings. A mud volcano near Baku. Be sure to visit if you're ever in the area. You thought you were riding down the slope, but really, the slope was playing with you. A pilot sends a thumbs up using his plane's contrail to everyone watching from below. The person filming his girlfriend accidentally captured a rare blue meteor. The color comes from high magnesium content burning up in the atmosphere. That one moment when the Matrix glitches and someone forgot to blend the sky's textures. On the left, a fiery sunset, on the right, deep night, and you're standing on the border of two realities, unsure which one is real. The boundary between two atmospheric fronts. The clouds have different colors due to varying degrees of sunlight refraction. These whirlpools usually form in small bodies of water, but occasionally they can be seen in the open ocean. A rocket launch, a rare sight. This footage was captured right from the hotel balcony.
To be honest, I'm speechless after witnessing it. What about you?
Hundreds of sharp turns on this dizzying descent will either break you or make you a legend. This isn't a sunset. It's a rare moment when an ancient myth becomes real for a second, and the sky looks back at us with two blazing eyes. These aren't just ants carrying leaves. These are tiny farmers descending underground to cultivate fungal gardens inside their colonies. Total relaxation. Unless, of course, you mind that sharks are circling right beneath your feet. This sight literally takes your breath away, a reminder from nature that its masterpieces are beyond human control. It seems unbelievable, but these huge structures were built by parrots, not just nests, but a true avian metropolis. Who needs a supercar when you have a ride even kids at the amusement park would envy? Yes, sometimes even Milan stops being a fashion capital and starts to look more like Venice. Tons of metal, the roar of engines, and a perfect water landing. SpaceX once again proved the impossible has no limits. While some bask in the sun, the apocalypse brews nearby. Only nature can create such extreme contrasts. Not the result of special effects, but the work of hundreds of spiders weaving kilometers of ultra-fine thread. This dog can't hide his excitement over the show the dolphins are putting on. A fern that not only grows in the forest, but seems to be reaching for a hug. A true gourmet, slowly savoring each spoonful in no rush at all. The ocean rose onto land to show just how beautiful life is beneath the waves. Hard to imagine how drivers kept focus as streetlights flickered non-stop, turning the road into a chaotic strobe tunnel. One wrong move and the costly cargo plummets into the abyss. Sometimes true friendship forms in the most unexpected places, even underwater. He's not flying in a dream, it's real. Between cliffs, on the edge of possibility where fear gives way to awe.
It was so cool! It's hard to comprehend how this is even possible.
Modern festivals are increasingly becoming platforms where technology merges with art. Drones, synchronized to the second, bring massive ideas to life and create spectacles once thought impossible. This cleaning method leaves no chance for leaves to linger or rot in the street. Modern Chinese train stations are breathtaking in scale and technology. The trains on their platforms look more like space shuttles than regular transport. The leaps of a humpback whale are among the most awe-inspiring sights in the ocean. This giant, weighing up to 30 tons, launches itself out of the water, hangs in the air for a moment, and crashes back into the sea with a thunderous splash. From Kenya to Tanzania, millions of animals on the move. The Great Migration is one of the most breathtaking wonders of the wild. On this Chinese highway, nature and art are literally intertwined. Each mountain becomes part of a massive canvas. A curtain of sand engulfed the airfield in mere seconds. Nature once again proved it knows no boundaries, even on the runway. Power, speed, and flawless synchronization, hammerhead sharks seem to follow an invisible signal from the depths. It's no surprise the footage is so mesmerizing. Underwater, every second feels filled with beauty and magic. Whales communicate using low-frequency sounds, and sometimes it feels like it's not animals speaking, but the voice of the ocean itself. Their songs are so powerful, they travel underwater for up to 160 kilometers. Maybe pilots do see the world at its best from a side hidden to everyone else. Here's how SpaceX cleans its launch pad. Static testing of a rocket engine, an essential phase before flight tests begin. A new tunnel being built within an existing system. Builders use a special drill that handles not just soil, but even reinforced concrete. Contrails left by a plane while performing aerobatic maneuvers. A rooftop pool with a transparent bottom. Looks like these people are floating in the air. A personal greeting from the Air Force. A rare optical phenomenon caused by sunlight scattering through tiny ice crystals in a cloud. Another example of a rocket engine static test. This one is the BE-4, developed by the American private aerospace company Blue Origin. When a race car is pushed to the limit, things like this can happen. This video was shot inside the Sphere, a music and entertainment arena located in Paradise, just outside of Las Vegas. Light wave interference created this unusual effect, a spider web with a rainbow-colored shimmer. A torchlight procession for Eid al-Adha in Indonesia. Definitely fire hazardous, but incredibly beautiful.
There are things that are absolutely impossible to believe, and how could this even happen?
I escaped from Grandpa, I escaped from Grandma, and now, humans, you're not getting away from me. It's not magic, it's smart biomechanics and a perfect understanding of your partner. Passengers in a car filmed a full rainbow that appeared to follow them as they drove. Say what you will, rock bands sure know how to put on a show. If you've played The Sims, you've probably seen burning toilets. Now you can witness one in real life. Creatures that lived on Earth millions of years ago can now be found as fossils. These form through chemical processes and geological pressure and hold immense scientific value for researchers. Here's what happens if you flip a gas grill upside down and ignite the burner.
Super easy, super simple, super safe.
A breathtaking amusement ride. Would you dare try it? Possibly one of the most scenic plateaus in the world, located in Mongolia, it's believed to be the crater of a long-extinct volcano. This video was filmed in Spain. Tourists are playing with sea foam that's completely covering the shoreline. Twice a day, the powerful tide pulls back, revealing the seabed and giving the whole village a chance to harvest the gifts the ocean leaves behind. A centuries-old tradition rooted in knowledge and deep respect for nature. An iceberg loses stability when its underwater portion changes shape and shifts its center of mass. This happens frequently in northern latitudes where massive ice chunks drift. Installation of an offshore oil rig. Can you imagine the size of the crane needed for this job? In rally racing, everything comes down to fractions of a second. While the driver fights the clock on the track, the photographer battles to freeze that exact moment in time. This isn't mysticism, it's nature's stern warning. Strange lights in the sky and hair standing on end are signs that the air is charged to the limit. The synchronized movement of a fish school during spawning. Needlefish float vertically, head down, in large groups, resembling clusters of slender twigs. This odd posture helps them blend in among coral and other vertical structures on the seafloor. Here's what happens when a body of water meets the desert. Optical illusion. Under the right conditions, it looks like there are two suns in the sky. The safest way to experience freefall? An indoor wind tunnel, commonly used by skydivers for training. Nature knows no compromises. Here, beauty and danger merge into one. Every turn here is a challenge where the engine's roar drowns out even your own thoughts. Mid-air refueling, an operation where there's zero room for error. Everything depends on precision, calculation, and the pilot's composure. Perhaps it would have been wise to fence off the area a bit more so that the spectacle of a building's demolition didn't become a real danger. Waves crashed over the promenade, turning a simple walk into an extreme ride. The sea doesn't forgive carelessness, and a single wave can turn the boardwalk into a disaster zone. Who would have thought that old dishes could turn into art?
کسر رو کردن، پایین گردن
qilingan bir ajoyib bino ekan. Turistlar hamma shuni tomosha qilishyapti. Bu qanaqadir kafeshka bo'lsa kerak.
The trees were long beyond saving, so the machine clears them in seconds. Fast, precise, and without fuss. Helicopter pilots know well, the lower you fly, the less room there is for maneuver, and the higher the stakes. This is why ranch work is more than just routine. Sometimes you need a helicopter just to keep things under control. Free ride is beautiful in its freedom and dangerous for the same reason. You never know which patch of snow will break away first.
Woo! Whoa! Voilà! Cheers in your heart! Oh!
还有个狗子。
快，一点慢一点。快，一点慢一点。
Apparently, no one enforces traffic rules better than an elephant personally checking order on the road. Kite surfers go full throttle on the surface of a salt lake. The water is red due to its high salt concentration.
To be honest, I'm speechless after witnessing it. What about you?
An amethyst geode looks far more beautiful on the inside than the outside. Navigation in one of Asia's ports, despite the high number of boats, they don't interfere with each other. Divers struggle against an underwater current. It's so strong that even fins provide little help. An unexplained optical phenomenon in the Alaskan sky. A family of humpback whales greets the tourists. This is how excess gas is burned off at gas fields. A flight above the clouds, filmed from a passenger airplane. Groundwater bursts to the surface, forming a new spring. here's another pair of humpback whales frolicking in warm summer waters. The surface of the sun, filmed in extreme close-up. Euperlite, a variety of sodalite. This mineral contains chloride and sodium inclusions that fluoresce under UV light. Without the lamp, it looks like an ordinary brown-black stone. An enclosed-type waterfall. An underground river found a way out through the rock. He definitely knows how to add emotion to a photo. How to find the location of a Galapagos centenarian tortoise? Just offer it some fruit.
And we're moving on at the speed of light. All the most interesting things are still ahead.
Now traffic jams won't bother him for sure. The king cobra is considered the largest venomous snake on the planet. Do you think it's luck or skill? Aerial firefighting always looks impressive. Everyone who played GTA San Andreas is watching him with envy right now. Looks like these experimenters decided to use a fridge for something entirely different. There's clearly no shortage of work for the air traffic controller here. Spectacular, isn't it? This mountain is 4,000 meters high, and just look how difficult it is for the climbers here. Let's admit it, he just got incredibly lucky.
Out of the wedge! Out of the wedge! Stay back!
SpaceX launches don't always go smoothly. Looks like he's going to need a bigger fishing rod. In China, they know how to put on a spectacular show. Leave a like if you'd also love to ride like that. Humanity is making bigger strides into space, and here's an impressive launch of a Chinese rocket. The historic Torre dei Capocci Tower in Rome collapsed on November 3, 2025 during reconstruction. 4 workers were rescued, but the locals are deeply mourning the loss of one of the city's oldest landmarks.
And how do you like such a twist? To be honest, I can't do without your comments here.
Firefighters in Vietnam literally painted a rainbow in the sky, lifting everyone's spirits. An approaching storm looks especially dramatic from the top of a 100-story reinforced building. These guys are enjoying a swim with a whale shark in the Philippines. These giants, despite their massive size, are completely harmless to humans. One of the largest solar power stations in China. Thousands of mirrors focus sunlight on two huge towers, heating their tops to extreme temperatures. This optical phenomenon is called a halo. It occurs due to the refraction of sunlight through ice crystals in the upper layers of the atmosphere. The illusion is so perfect, for a second you believe this nightmare might actually be real. Technology performs magic, and a solid object becomes a liquid, breathing wave of light that flows gently through space. A powerful sandstorm turned the entire city yellow. You could shoot a Mexico-themed movie here without any filters. I'm sure if you were nearby, you'd want to do the same thing. Just look at the size of this. How? Why? Too many questions. No one's going to fool this little lady. She's way too sharp for that. I bet he's getting fired today. Thanks to her vivid facial expressions, she will make any report memorable.